like I'm feeling on top of the world, like nothing's ever gonna bring me down. This feeling got me flying high as a bird. I may never touch the ground. It may not be my birthday, but I just wanna celebrate. I just wanna celebrate, 'cause it's a good day, good life.
Top 10 best things to do when you cruise. Alright, welcome back to the channel. I've been wanting to do this video for a year and a half, but we couldn't get on a cruise ship until now. So I'm going to give you the top 10 best tips. I'll call them ultimate tips of cruising.
And this top 10 is in no particular order. And we're going to move around the ship here, so you're going to see us in a couple of different areas of the ship going through this top 10 list.
And it's a beautiful ship, so you get to see some of that too. And for you experienced cruisers, trust me, some of these tips you will never even have heard about. Alright, also make sure you click the like and subscribe button and check out all the videos on this channel.
So the first perk we want to talk about is the rewards programs on the cruise lines.
And one thing you want to make sure you try is, you know, when you're first starting out, pick a couple different cruise lines. Take a cruise on one and then stay with a particular one, because we get lots of perks. This is number 20 plus, 30 maybe, and we get perks because, you know, we're a platinum status with Carnival. That's the one we went with because we liked it for our kids. But some of the perks we get are like laundry service.
We get to get off earlier when we get to ports. We get buy one get one free slot tournament entries.
Yeah, there's just so much. I mean, you know, again, this is number one because there's so many perks that the cruise lines have. So make sure, you know, you kind of stick with one, build up your days and sail days, and you'll get all kinds of perks.
Now we're here outside the Butterflies Lounge for tip number 2.
Tip number 2 is one I wish I would have known 15 years ago, and you experienced cruisers might not even know this exists. But we have a stock purchase program that we purchase stock in Carnival, and I know Norwegian and I think Royal Caribbean do something very similar. If you own so many stocks, every cruise you take, you get a credit to your account on the cruise ship. So for this cruise, like a 7-day cruise Carnival, we get a deposit of $100 on onboard spending every trip we take. I mean, that's great. We bought 100 shares of Carnival. We bought 100 shares of Norwegian. Norwegian does something very similar. So again, it's one of the best perks. It's almost like a 10% discount on your cruise every time you take one.
Okay, now moving on to tip number 3. This has to do with the restaurants.
And we're in the Bonsai Sushi Lounge. Make sure you try the sushi here. It is amazing. But for tip number 3, when you're eating for dinner in the main dining room, you can get as many entrees as you want. For instance, tonight is lobster night. I'll be getting 2 lobster entrees. Again, you can't beat it, but just make sure whatever you order, you eat. But it is a fabulous perk. Again, you know, order multiple entrees. In fact, they'll suggest trying different things.
Right.
So make sure you try that. And then also, kind of piggyback off of this, make sure you're eating in the dining room and not just the Lido deck, because, you know, it's 3-4 courses. The desserts are amazing. All kinds
and the staff.
Yeah.
The staff's great.
Yeah. And the entrees, there's just so many different options to try, so you want to try everything.
And now you're off on vacation, something you tried to explain, but darling, it's I love you so. That's the reason I just let you go. Come on, dear, be alright.
Okay, now time for tip number 4.
And where are we at?
We are at the Alchemy Bar, back near the money.This restaurant.
Alchemy Bar. And tip number 4 is, when you're booking cruises, do it on your own. You're going to save so much money. You don't need a travel agent. I know I'm going to hear a bunch of flack from travel agents, and yes, they do have certain ways to get you some deals, but we did use cruisesonly.com, and let me tell you, they do have some great deals. Their customer service is top notch. I can't say enough. We have used them in the past, so yes, they do have their benefits, but you'll save money if you do it on your own. All right, this brings us to tip number 5, and the excursion desk is going to hate that I'm telling you this, because we don't book excursions through the cruise line. We do everything on our own. We use a website, cruisecritic.com, to get a lot of different tips, and probably in the, again, 20 to 30 cruises. I think we might have booked 2 or 3 Carnival cruises. Now, with COVID, a lot of that you have to do through the cruise lines anymore, but again, book your own excursions. Put a comment in there. If you're in certain places we've been, we can give you some great tips, and you're going to save at least half of your money booking excursions on your own. All right, tip number 6, save your money. Book an interior cabin. You're going to save $200-300 a person. You're not in your rooms much. You're in there to have and maybe to sleep. I won't bleep that out, but
And shower.
And shower, but again, you're not in your room. There's so many activities on the ship, 24/7. They got midnight buffets, midnight dances. What else? I mean, everything. You're not in your room. Save the money. Now again, there's going to be a point in time where I'm not going to be able to get up and get around, and I'll probably want a balcony so I can see some of the sights. But at this point, if you're young, save your money for some of the excursions. Interior cabin, all the way. It's the only way we go.
You're probably going to have to leave that in there because that was pretty funny.
I was just going to bleep it out.
Oh my God. Okay, and tip number 7, really important, bring your children. I know you think you won't have a really great relaxing vacation with them along, but trust me, you will, and they will too. There are no fees charged to take advantage of the Camp Carnival and all the activities up until 10 o'clock. After that, you can still use their services, but they do charge an hourly rate. Our kids loved it.
And you can't miss this. We're on the Serenity Lounge. It's for adults only. This is where we spend our day. If you could see some of the views, as I'll post here, it's amazing. Your kids will have a blast. They won't even want to come back and eat with you. They will make so many friends.
Yeah. We had to make our youngest come back and eat dinner with us every night. Okay, we are in the restaurant on the Lido deck where the buffet is located.
Lido deck is number 1. You got to find this right away on deck 9. Well, it's different on every ship's, but Carnival, it's usually on deck 9, which leads us to number
8.
Number 8, dining. Make sure you do late dining. I can't stress it enough. If you're in ports every day, if you have like the 5 o'clock dinner time, you come back and it's like you feel like you have to leave your excursion or you have to get back to the ship early. Sometimes it is hard to get used to eating late, but we find you get to do everything when you're in ports, and that's what makes late dining perfect.
Right. And there's always something to snack on. Just get something light until dinner.
Oh, we'll throw this bonus tip also. Room service is free. Yeah. Now they have a limited menu, but I know like pizzas, I think they charge an extra $5 for Carnival for delivery. But again, there's all kinds of sandwiches and things. You can get room service for free. All you got to do is tip, and make sure you tip.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are at the Blue Iguana Cantina with tip number 9.
All right, and once you find which cruise line you're going to go with, try and open a credit card with the company that has perks with that line. For instance, Carnival uses BarclayCardUS.com, I believe it is, but for every dollar you spent, you get an extra dollar. So, and then if you book excursions online, those go to your points. So far, like every time, we'll get $100 just a credit from, or a Carnival gift card from Barclay USA, just by putting our insurance coverages and so forth on there. You know, your daily stuff, gas. You'd be surprised how far it adds up. I think it's 10,000 points is when you get $100. But again, it's a great deal.
The other nice thing is if you use your Carnival card to purchase a Carnival cruise or pay for Carnival excursions, you get double points. So it really does add up. And on this cruise, we got a credit for $200. So
Yeah.
It was great.
Make sure, again, you look at which cruise line you're going with and open that credit card. You'll save so much money. All right, unfortunately, when your time comes to get off the boat, which we got a long way to go. We got 6 more days. But anyway, when you get to that point and they ask you to put your luggage outside the night before, no. Do the self-assist. You will thank yourself 20 times over the next morning when you see people shuffling through luggage trying to find theirs. There's been many times we've gotten off this boat in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It just saves so much time. No rooting through the luggage.
The other thing too is we're platinum. So we literally roll our suitcases off after we have breakfast, and we're usually within the first 20 to 40 people off the ship. And it really is so much easier. If you would see the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of luggage you have to pour through to find yours at the end, don't stick it out the night before.
Self-assist. It's a must for luggage control. All right, and here is a couple bonus tips. Number 1, bring your own big cup. You can see the little cups that we bring here that Carnival provides. You bring this, you fill it up, and it lasts all day. You don't have to keep running back to get your cup filled. Another bonus tip. Each person can bring on a 12-pack of soda. Now again, you know, we're speaking from Carnival side because that's the one we chose to use to get our perks and so forth. But each person can bring a 12-pack of soda and water. I think, is that 12-pack?
Yeah.
Just check with your cruise line to see what you can bring. But bottle of wine, we bring 2 bottles. That saves us some money. Bring our own soda and water.
Yeah. Another thing that you want to do is pack your swimsuit and flip-flops. If you didn't wear them, pack them in a small carry-on so that you can take advantage of the pools and the hot tubs when you first get on the ship and you're waiting for your luggage.
That's right, because vacation starts when you walk on this ship, not when you're unpacked. You got that bathing suit on, you're in the swimming pool, and I guarantee you, you're probably the only one in the hot tub and swimming pool because you've already packed it. That's compliments from some friends that suggested that, and they beat us to the punch on that one.
Yeah.